Bosnich joins us. I want to start with not happy Ange Postecoglou, calling his men cowards. A, are you surprised? B, what did he mean?
Yes, I am surprised. I must say that team cannot be called cowards, in my opinion. Though he's there day in, day out, and he's inside the dressing room. I think he meant it in terms of the way they played. I would be very surprised if he came out and clarified it, say, tomorrow and said, no, I actually meant cowards, full stop, because a team that's gone 36 games unbeaten, albeit it hasn't been the same team, it's been over a calendar year, over 2 seasons, for me, cannot be labelled cowards. He wants to get a reaction. This is going into your B part of the question. He obviously wants to get a reaction. He hasn't been happy during the 5-match losing streak, and I doubt very much whether he would have said that if they had perhaps lost last night. I still think that before half-time they played some very good football. They looked as though they were going to overrun Perth, and during that 5-match losing streak they played far worse, I thought, in the game against Sydney at Cogra, where they basically didn't get out of their half. But listen, Ange is a passionate man, and him and his side have transcended football in this country, and he set very, very high levels of expectation. And once you've been to that high level, which they have in terms of breaking the record, winning the championship, anything less than that may seem acceptable, say, a couple of years ago, all of a sudden starts feeling like a failure. It's not to a lot of other people. I mean, you know, he said as well in our post-match press conference on Big Wednesday last night that you know, he thought that a lot of people can get complacent in the A-League. Well, I'm sure Mehmet Durakovic and Vidislav Levicka will swap places with him tomorrow, but that's, you know, that's that aside. He's got high expectations. He obviously thinks that they're not being met, and he wants a reaction for their players. The only danger in this is, and I'm sure, you know, like I said to you, he's a very passionate man, very emotional man, as a lot of people are in football, and that's pretty much what the game's about. In the cold light of day, when he sits around with his coaching staff, if it, for example, they lose to Adelaide, will they reflect and say maybe that was a little bit too strong? That will all be to be seen when they play against Adelaide this Saturday night, because I haven't been in the Brisbane dressing room, but in the dressing rooms that I've been in, there would be at least 4 or 5 players who would be very upset at being labelled in that manner, which perhaps shows what type of strength that he has in that dressing room. But we'll see now on Saturday night how they react.
You're not suggesting professional footballers might be easily put off by comments like that?
Well, I'm telling you, I think it's, you know, when you, like I said, I think he's actually meant in the terms of the way they played rather than character, but I think he needs to clarify it. I really do.
There's a 50-50 ball. He deemed his players not to be going in as hard as the opposition.
No, that's more towards character, i.e. I'm not in good form. Okay. So rather than make myself available for someone, I'll stand behind and sort of look the other way so you can pass the ball to somebody else. Okay. Yeah, 50-50 ball is more about your bravery and your courage. But like you said, it comes in different forms. But we'll see, because like I said,
in my... Did you spot any of that?
No. Look, when you're going through a bad run, I spotted it a little bit during the bad run. They weren't, you know, as confident, and which is understandable. They had lost a bit of confidence, and they weren't looking for the ball in situations and during the time when they had lost. But in the last 2 games, no, I mean, you know, credit where credit's due. Perth Glory were good last night. They were desperate. They were first to the ball. But like I said, 15 minutes before half-time, when Perth Glory took the foot off the accelerator, and Brisbane looked as though they were going to overrun them, you know, and then went 3-2 up. And then, again, second half, Perth Glory, well, you could say perhaps were the better side, but I thought, you know, a point overall, and I know what he says, that's what I'm saying to you, I think he's looking for a reaction. I thought that was perhaps a fair result. But we'll be interested to see how his players react to this, because, as I said, in my opinion, you know, and again, he's the boss there, but to call that team a bunch of cowards is wrong, because they're not. You know, 36 games unbeaten and winning that championship, that's not cowardly.
We'll see the reaction when they play Adelaide. Adelaide were win